Welcome back to Pace Law Firm, pacelawfirm.com, talking once again with personal injury lawyer Anu Malhotra. Anu, let's talk today about something I know absolutely nothing about, or at least very little, except from what I've seen on television. And I hear this word around. What is tort or a tort claim? What is that?
A tort, Sean, it's a civil wrong.
Okay.
It's a civil wrong caused by someone's fault.
Okay.
So within the context of motor vehicle accidents, a tort claim allows you to sue the person who was at fault for the accident.
All right.
And you sue them for the damages that you suffer as a result of the injuries that you sustained in the car accident. So that's a tort claim.
So when you hear somebody, like, let's say somebody's standing on a ladder and they borrowed the ladder off their friend and the ladder breaks or something, and their friend tells you should sue that guy. That's what a tort claim is.
Yes, and tort can be within the context of motor vehicle accident.
Mm-hmm.
It could be within the context of a slip and fall injury, a dog bite case. So there are different kind of torts out there, but today we'll focus more on the tort claims which arise as a result of automobile accidents.
Okay. Now, we did the AB thing, which is jargon for the accident benefits thing. So what is the main difference between, I guess, accident benefits and a tort claim?
The main difference is that the accident benefits claim are no-fault claims. So regardless of whether or not somebody's at fault for the accident, you get those benefits. And we are already covered which insurance company to apply for to get those benefits. So those benefits come from the insurance company even if you are at fault. So the main difference between the tort and AB is that for the tort claim to be successful and for someone to recover damages on a tort claim, you must show that the other person was at fault for the accident. So the difference is between fault and no fault.
Okay, so no fault insurance, it doesn't matter, you're getting that accident benefit that will help you get treatment.
Yes, income replacement, treatment, rehabilitation, things like that, for you to get better.
Right.
Even if you're at fault for the accident.
Okay.
But in tort claim, we sue for things which are not covered in your accident benefits. For example, pain and suffering and loss of enjoyment of life.
Okay.
So when
Can you explain that a little bit?
Yes. So when somebody is injured in a car accident, they suffer. There's pain, there's suffering, there is a loss of enjoyment of life. They have to go to therapy. They're not able to go back to work sometimes.
Okay.
They're not able to move on with the activities of daily living that they were doing before the accident. So all of those individual components, they make what is called pain and suffering claim. And there is a threshold or a legal test, so to speak, which you have to meet to be able to get money for pain and suffering. And, so that's something you have to speak to your lawyer about to see if you will qualify for that or not. And in some cases, there are deductibles that are applicable to any award of damages for pain and suffering.
Okay.
And
now, go ahead.
Yeah, so that's, and there are other things in addition to pain and suffering, like loss of income. Because the accident benefit insurance or no-fault insurance only covers a percentage of what you can get in income replacement. So anything above and beyond that will come from the no-fault insurance, which is the insurance company of the person who caused the accident. Things like if unfortunately somebody gets killed in a car accident, then the family members of the victims can also pursue a tort claim. There are some cases where the injuries are serious enough to cause a huge impact on the family members as well. So family members in certain circumstances can make a claim for what is called loss of care, companionship, and guidance. So if, let's say, a mother gets injured in a car accident and as a result there are devastating effect on the children, she's not able to participate in the activities with the children. She's not able to drive them to school or take them to various activities, not able to play with them, not able to do homework with them, and there's an impact on the children's life as well, then that's something that they can pursue by way of loss of care, companionship, and guidance. And that's something you can only recover in a tort claim against the at fault.
When you're going, then there must be, it's implied then that if you are successful, you're going to be able to get some money in order to take care of yourself and your family through that. But that also implies that on the other side there is money to be had. So who are you suing and where is the money coming from in a tort claim?
Okay. money in a tort claim comes within the motor vehicle accident context.
Right.
It will come from the insurance company that insured the at-fault car
Okay.
or at-fault vehicle. So whoever caused the car accident, whoever was at fault for the car accident, you sue them, but most of the time the money comes from the insurance company of the driver that caused the accident.
So it has nothing to do with the fact, let's say some guy hits you, causes an accident, he's at fault, and you open up a tort claim against him. It has nothing to do with the fact that he is personally broke. It's still the insurance company.
Still the insurance company.
Okay.
But there are also complicating factors sometimes, because in a multi-vehicle collision, for example, there could be 2 or 3 or 4 car accident, and all the insurance companies are fighting and saying, we are not responsible for that because somebody else is at fault.
So what happens there? Like, are they trying to prove like who was ultimately at fault in a multi-vehicle accident, or?
Well, in those circumstances, depending on how much fault is contributed to the each individual, they will figure it out between themselves. You go to the examination for discovery, you give your evidence, and people try to figure out who was really ultimately at fault for the car accident. But if there is a fault, even if it's 1% fault by one of the vehicles, if they have a valid insurance policy, all of the money that is attached to the policy will become available. I mean,
Okay.
the individual insurance companies can figure out who's going to pay what based on the fault. But if one has no insurance but the others do, and they were at least 1% at fault, then the money is available.
Okay.
And sometimes it can happen that if somebody is involved in a car accident, the person who was at fault had no insurance.
Right.
Then what do you do? In those circumstances, you can actually advance a claim against your own insurance company.
Really?
Yes.
They must love that. Wow.
Well, what
Okay.
happened is that each contract of insurance that you have within the province of Ontario, there is a provision which will cover the individuals for either uninsured drivers or underinsured drivers. And underinsured coverage is something that it depends on what kind of policy you have. And so if somebody has, let's say, purchased a $2 million policy to respond to underinsured. Let's say I have an underinsured policy of $2 million. Somebody hits me, causes an accident, and the damages are worth millions of dollars, but they only have coverage up to $500,000.
Right.
Then my insurance company will kick in the rest and bring it up to $2 million available to respond to my claim. I don't expect people to just know offhand what these benefits are, because all I'm trying to say is that these are complicating factors, and somebody needs to carefully look at all the policies, see what insurance is available,
Right.
Where can you go to make sure that you have all the parties which are appropriately should be involved in the litigation, and where the money is going to come at the end of the day, because that's the ultimate thing. People are injured, they need to be compensated for the injuries, and there has to be a policy somewhere to respond to it.
Oh yeah, I mean, we throw the word money around, but really when you get down to it, money is care. It allows you to start living some kind of a normal life and get the treatment that you need.
Yes, and people can sue for pain and suffering. There's claim for lost opportunities if somebody was not working at the time of the accident, for example.
Yeah.
But let's say they were applying for jobs, going for interviews, so they may not have necessarily lost a job, but they lost the opportunity to find a job. So there are different heads of damages, like lost opportunity or loss of competitive advantage and things like that.
Okay.
And so those are the head of damages you cover. In a tort claim, you also sue for some out-of-pocket expenses that were not necessarily covered by the no-fault insurance company. You also can sue for what is called loss of housekeeping and handy person claim. So
Okay.
if somebody was a handyman before the accident, and they could participate in a lot of handy person type of task around the house, and now they can't do it, then that's a loss too.
Okay.
Because now to do those tasks, you would have to hire somebody to do
them for you.
do them for you. Right.
Speaking of which, to do something for you, I just have one more note here, if you don't mind. Can anyone other than the accident victim make a tort claim? So let's say the accident victim doesn't want to or is incapable of doing it. Can someone else?
Yes, there are some circumstances, like I mentioned, where family members can make the claim. So the Family Law Act in the province of Ontario recognizes that there could be loss of care, companionship, and guidance to the family members, so they can make a claim. In a fatality, if a family member was the sole breadwinner
Oh, right.
or
Okay.
one of the breadwinners of the family, and that stream of income has stopped because of their death, then you can sue the at-fault driver for the to replace that stream of income, and those are called dependency claims. And if somebody is a minor or somebody has a disability and they cannot pursue a claim on their own behalf, then you appoint a litigation guardian and you pursue a claim through the litigation guardian. So any party under disability who is not able to pursue a claim on their own can pursue a claim through a litigation guardian.
Great. Anu, thanks a lot for coming by. We're going to cover some more stuff in the future, I'm sure. Be sure to talk to Anu at malhotra@pacelawfirm.com, also at the phone number that you see on the screen, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.